Hey guys, this is Thomas over here at Nurse Money Talk, and in this video what I want to do is I want to talk about the 5 things I wish I knew before nursing school. Now, before I get into that though, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Abraham. I am a registered nurse, and on this channel we talk about all things related to nurses, nursing student, and overall nurse life. So if that sounds interesting to you and you are not already subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, let's go ahead and get started with the first thing that I wish I knew before nursing school is that nobody cares about your grade. Nobody. And what I mean by that is after you graduate, your grades, it just doesn't matter. Nobody, no interviewer's really gonna look at it. Nobody's gonna really ask about it. It's not that big of a deal. Now, of course, obviously grades matter to a certain extent in terms of obviously being able to pass nursing school, because you have to keep a minimum GPA for pretty much every school. And it might matter, and it'll matter a little bit if you want to go to grad school to a certain extent, depending on the grad school and which school. But if your goal is to get out with just your bachelor's, the goal is to pass nursing school and to pass the NCLEX. And then obviously the most important part outside of passing is to make sure that you're soaking up the information that will actually make you a competent and safe nurse. The second thing that I wish I knew before nursing school was that it's going to take a village to pass nursing school. And what I mean by that is that honestly there's strength in numbers. There's value in study groups and connecting with your peers. Even if you're somebody who doesn't normally do study groups and you normally study alone, there's going to be so many things where you're going to want to develop those relationships with your peers. Maybe it's an assignment that you don't quite understand what's going on and one of your classmates or somebody in your study group does. Maybe there's just a material that you're having a hard time getting a handle on, and we know at times office hours for professors can be very limited and you don't have the money for a tutor. Then a study group is a really good alternative to kind of help you understand those materials. And honestly, there's something therapeutic about sitting around in a group of other nursing students and just complaining about how much nursing school sucks, and the other person actually gets it. They understand what you're going through because, hey, they are going through the exact same thing. The third thing I wish I knew before nursing school was that you're going to feel like you don't know anything. Coming in, you're gonna feel like you don't know anything. In the middle, you're gonna feel like you don't know anything. At the end, after you graduate, you're gonna feel like you don't know anything. After you pass the NCLEX and start your new job, you're going to feel like you don't know anything. And that is normal because you probably know a lot more than you think you do. And the beauty of this is that after you graduate, you're not gonna be on this island by yourself. You're going to be on orientation for your unit, and nowadays there's a lot of great nurse residency programs that are popping up, started by obviously these hospital systems to make sure that new nurses are well equipped for life after nursing school, honestly. The fourth thing I wish I knew before nursing school was just how hard it was going to be to manage my social life. And it's hard. Honestly, I lost connections with probably a couple of people over nursing school, and that's really hard. But honestly, part of that was that I feel like I didn't quite understand how hard it was going to be, so I wasn't quite prepared for that. In terms of, I needed to be more organized, I needed to plan accordingly in terms of like making sure I had enough time to get all my assignments done, homework, studying, care plans, clinicals, lectures, the whole 9 yards, and still have enough time to hang out and keep connections with people. Essentially, I think the key word I'm looking for is that I was not as intentional as I should have been in terms of keeping those relationships. And this was me for the most part throughout nursing school as a single guy. I had no kids or whatever, no spouse, relationships here and there, but even still, like I can't imagine like if I was in a situation where like I was married and had kids. Obviously, went through school with people who did, and it can totally be done. I'm not trying to discourage you that it can't be done, but the key thing though is that you have to be intentional about what you're doing with your time to make sure that you still have enough opportunities to work on those relationships. The fifth thing and the last thing I'll tell you that I really wish I knew before nursing school was that how I studied, like learning how to study the right way, was more important than the time that I was actually taking to study. And you might be a little confused by that. Here's what I mean. Like there's right and wrong ways to study. For instance, what works for me won't necessarily work on you. Like I should have been more prepared with better studying techniques, should have really looked at more like how I best study. Am I auditory, visual, kinesthetic. The point of the matter is that when you know how to study the right way, when you know how you best learn, that just means that you can be more efficient with your time. That means that you don't have to study as long to be able to accomplish the exact same thing. Make sure you check out the descriptions in this video, because in the descriptions I'm going to put some helpful resources that I think will help you be more successful in nursing school. Resources such as a learning platform that kind of supplements all of the kind of like those huge, humongous textbooks that you'll get in nursing school that most of y'all probably aren't going to read, and also the platform where you can go and find nursing school tutors. So definitely make sure to check out the descriptions in this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you very soon in that next video.